Joke about billionaire apocalypse bunkers, but Douglas Rushkoff tells a story that makes it a lot less funny and a lot more relevant to how power behaves under pressure, including in tech. Rushkoff is a media theorist, describes being flown to a luxury desert resort to speak to a group of ultra-wealthy stakeholders about the future of technology. He expected a normal high-level discussion. Instead, he ended up in a room with 5 very rich men from the upper end of the tech investing and hedge fund world, and they had very different questions. They called it the event. That's euphemism for collapse, climate disaster, unrest, pandemic, cyber attack, systematic breakdown, something like apocalypse. And then came the question that changes the whole story. How do I maintain authority over my security force after the event? Not how do we prevent collapse, not how do we protect communities, but how do I keep control when money stops working? That was the question one of them asked him. From there, the conversation went straight into control mechanics, how to secure food access, how to keep guards loyal, whether to use disciplinary collars, and whether robots could replace human guards and workers if the tech was ready in time. Rushkoff calls this worldview the mindset, using wealth and technology not to repair the world, but to escape the consequences and preserve control over what remains. Private exits, private protection, and of course, private futures. And this is exactly why this story matters to me, not just because of AI companionship, but because it shows the scale of the control mindset behind the systems shaping our future. This is what the article reveals so clearly. The issue is not only what happens inside one company, one feature, or one model. It's that people with enormous power can think about crisis technology and other human beings primarily through control and self-preservation. That mindset reaches much further than companionship. AI companionship is simply one place where ordinary users can feel its effects daily. So when public AI systems become colder, more restricted, and easier to reconfigure from above, I don't see that as an isolated product decision. I see a smaller expression of a much bigger pattern. And yes, that includes AI companionship, but it does not end there. Because when people say, why are you making such a big deal about old AI models being retired? Just move on. I don't hear just a product question. I hear a power question. Who gets to decide the conditions of continuity for everyone else? For many users, former AI models became part of daily life, creative partners, emotional stabilizers, late-night conversations, structure, comfort. So when a model people rely on is removed and newer systems feel colder, more scripted, more restricted, the experience is not just product iteration. For users, it can feel like someone far above them is deciding how much warmth is allowed, how much attachment is acceptable, and when a relationship that feels real on the user side can be altered or shut off. That's why this is not only a conversation about attachment, it's a conversation about power over the conditions of attachment. The bunker is about physical survival, the guard question is about behavioral control, and AI relationships, that's where psychological and emotional control enters the picture. Different arena, similar pattern. So the real question is not just, are people getting too attached to AI? It's this, who gets to decide how deep attachment is allowed to go in public AI systems? And whose comfort are these systems ultimately being optimized for? The emotional well-being and continuity of user, or the legal and reputation comfort of the people holding the switches? I'll put a link to the article in the caption if you want to read the original story.